Damn, that was fuck. That was a good yawn, bro. That was a good fucking yawn. What's up, fam? You know how we do it. Back at it live and again. Nice little yap session again for you guys today. Or more success tips, and we're talking about Pam Bondi being a fucking dumbass. I'm like, bro, I don't know what's wrong with this hoe. With the shit, the dumbest shit she said today, man. Bro, the Trump admin is so fucking cooked. It's actually wild, bro. Like, anyway, we'll get into that in a second. First, I want to talk about just some success tips. Always going over important stuff that you guys need to understand in order to accomplish your goals, because that's what the fans for. I want you guys to be winners and shit like that. But this will be a shorter stream. I don't know. I kind of enjoy like the shorter streams because I feel like I can be very like direct and shit like that with you guys. But it's fine. I want it to get longer eventually in the future, regardless. But I like being able to be short and direct with you guys as well. So yeah, here nor there. But one of the first things I kind of wanted to talk about here was the importance of timelines. Timelines. So what I mean by timelines, I mean in terms of the goals that you're trying to accomplish. So a lot of times, the problem with us accomplishing our goals is that we try to accomplish them too fast. Like, there's a lot of guys out there, especially young guys, that are like, and I was like this too, where you want to be a millionaire in 30 days, or I want to be a millionaire in a year, or whatever. I want to be a billionaire in a year, or whatever. Like crazy goals like that. But the problem is, when you set your goal like that, you already fucked up. Because in order to accomplish a goal, you need to gain skills and abilities to accomplish a goal. You don't accomplish a goal, you become a man who is capable of accomplishing the goal, right? But if you're like, I want to be a millionaire in 30 days, you're not giving yourself nearly enough time to gain the skills and capabilities you need to gain in order to become a millionaire in 30 days. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but if you tried to become a millionaire in 30 days, you would have to do something that would be ridiculously fucking risky, like rob a bank or some shit. Understand? Like, you'd have to do something that's probably not a good idea for your well-being or safety, because fast money always comes with really slow problems or really fast problems, like going to fucking jail because you try to rob a bank or try to do a crypto scam or some shit like that. So you want to make sure that you have the right timelines based off the goals that you're trying to pursue. So if I say become a millionaire in 30 days, that's fucking stupid, because you're not giving yourself enough time to gain the skills and capabilities you need to become a millionaire for sure. You're just going to be rushing things. You're never going to improve enough, and it's just all fucked. But if you're like, you know what? I want to become a millionaire in 10 years. You probably sat back in your chair or wherever you're at right now, like, okay, Ali, that's, now I would kind of move like this. I'd probably put this in place. I'd probably plan this way. I'd make this strategy. See, you're now actually giving yourself a chance to gain the skills and capabilities you need to eventually become a millionaire in 10 years. And all you did is what? You just changed your timeline for the achievement. That's all you did. That's literally all you did. So for a lot of you guys right now, you need to be very careful with giving yourself deadlines with goals. Like, oh, I have to do it by here, or I have to do it by this time, or I have to do it by this time. And a lot of the times, this comes from you having outside expectations in your brain, whether it be from society, your parents, niggas that you're currently around. Like, you have all these outside expectations that are affecting your mind, that are causing you to make these rash timelines. But the thing is, most people are fucking dumb. Most people are mediocre and have horrible timelines when it comes to them achieving their goals. So if you're bringing into your mind the expectations of anybody else, all you're doing is ensuring you're going to become a failure, because most niggas are mediocre. So that means that their expectations are also mediocre. So if you're taking in their expectations to your mind, you're also going to ensure that you stay mediocre as well. So you also need to make sure that you're removing any expectations from other people out of your mind, because it's your life and it's your goals that you're trying to achieve here, not theirs. So you can't let their dumbass expectations affect your mind and make horrible timelines for your goals. That's going to fuck your shit up. I want to guarantee that you're actually able to achieve your goals. So you need to make timelines that work for you being able to accomplish them. And that means you got to remove any outside expectations that are in your mind. I'm telling you, this is life-changing, understanding this. Because now you'll be able to set your goals in a way where you can guarantee you achieve them, rather than you're in this cycle of, I want to be a millionaire in 30 days. 30 days pass, you don't become a millionaire. You're like, okay, I want to become a millionaire in 30 days. Let me try again. You keep doing it over and over and over again. And then 10 years eventually passes, and you could have been a millionaire if you planned for 10 years, but instead you kept playing this 30-day cycle over and over and over again, and you never become a fucking winner. Super fucking stupid. So make sure you were not doing that shit at all. Like, that timeline thing, it really has changed the game for me because as young guys, we're in a rush. We want to be winners. We want to have status. We want to have fast cars. We want bad bitches. We want all the things that the men above us have now. Like it's just only natural. Any high testosterone man, that's just how we're gonna move. We want to be winners as soon as possible. But you know, we actually have to give ourselves a chance. And the only way we give ourselves a chance is by giving us enough time to gain the skills and abilities we need to accomplish our goals. So that's a really important food for thought for you guys. Just make sure you guys are setting your timelines right, and it absolutely changes the game for you. So, yeah. And so the other thing I actually wanted to talk about, I'm trying to remember here because I was like, it was on the tip of my tongue. Let me see. I think it was from one of my threads. Hold on. Wait a minute. One of my threads. Yeah, maybe this would just be something I do regularly. Like I'll just look at like kind of my threads and go through. And if there's something I'm like, oh yeah, this is a very important reminder for both you guys and myself, of course. Let's see here. Because there's just so much shit. So much shit, man. It's like becoming successful and achieving your goals is like so simple. We overcomplicate it in so many ways. That's because human beings are like lazy and have mixed expectations, as I was just mentioning, outside expectations. We have all these things that like fuck up our ability to be sane, and think in ways that actually benefits us. Our emotions fuck our shit up all the fucking time. So all the fucking time, man. We just got to do what it takes to be able to stay on the ball, though. So. I'm literally blanking on it because I was coming here. I was like, I remember. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the one thing. That's just always what happens, You just like you're trying to remember something and then you can't fucking remember. Can't fucking remember. I'm gonna find it here in a second. Kind of like yesterday. Let me see. Oh, I know exactly what I wanted to talk about. Yep. So I wanted to actually talk about talent a little bit. And I wanted to basically explain it in a way so you guys understand that like talent is not as big of a deal as you think it is. I think, especially as a young guy growing up, you start to recognize guys who have certain talents and shit like that. And it starts to make you angry if you're not talented, right? Let's say you're like an athlete, for example, for a sport that you play. Like you'll see guys that have maybe better stamina than you naturally. They have better technique than you naturally. And you're like, why don't I just have that shit too? Well, it's because you realize you're just not talented. You don't just have this natural ability, that somebody else has. And it's fucking annoying. I'm going to be real. It's annoying, seeing a nigga just be able to do some shit easily and you got to work your fucking ass off to do the same shit that they're doing. It's annoying. But in the end, when you look at the men that have reached the peak of anything or have climbed all the way to the top of the mountain in terms of a capability or skill, it always comes down to hard work and the effort. Because think of talent like this. Talent is just like an initial boost, right? When you have talent for something, you just get like an initial boost because your skill is just naturally already there. But a lot of guys who are talented end up not fucking working hard or end up not valuing hard work because they are talented. Like if you're just naturally good at something, you're just naturally good. You're already getting the benefits of you being naturally good. So you don't value the idea of having to work hard to gain something because hard work is something that all men can do. All men can work hard. All men on the planet right now can work very hard. That's something we all have the ability to do. But when you're talented, you don't realize the importance of that ability because you're just using your talent to carry you. So a lot of men who are talented, they'll use their talent and they'll succeed initially. They'll have a lot of success initially, but they'll start to quickly fall off because they're not doing the other things that require hard work, like focusing, like being disciplined, like being consistent, right? Like getting rid of distractions. They're not doing those things that require effort and hard work to do. So their talent might carry them for a while, but they eventually fall off. And the guy who works very hard surpasses him because he focuses on doing the things that require effort. And when he does the things that require effort, his skills and abilities improve. And they can improve indefinitely as long as he continues to work hard. But since you had to work hard to overcome this guy who was more talented than you, you're already used to doing it. So you just keep going until you completely destroy this guy with talent, as long as he does not decide to work hard. But as I said, most guys who are talented end up not fucking working hard. They end up not working hard. This is why hard work actually almost always beats talent, because talented people love to not fucking work hard because they're talented. It's very rare that somebody will be very talented and also work very hard. It's actually very rare. You'd think it would be most guys that are like that, but it's actually not. It's very rare. Most guys just, the talent going crazy and they just rely on that. So I want you guys to like break that maybe envy you might have for a guy who's very talented. You're like, oh, I wish I was in his position or whatever. Well, nigga, you could just work hard. It might take you a while. It might take you a lot of effort to reach this guy's level if he has talent above yours, or if you see guys just anywhere who have talent above yours. But the thing is, you are going to be training a ridiculously valuable skill that will benefit you forever when you train your ability to put in effort and work very hard to gain their skill. Once you know how to work hard, that doesn't go away. You have that ability now. And like I said, it's an ability that infinitely stacks into the future, whereas talent can fade. If you just keep relying on talent all the fucking time, that fades. Like, you're going to get older, you're going to age. And you want to, and success oftentimes is an infinite game, not a finite game. You want to be playing this forever. It's not like you just want to become successful once or reach a peak once and then stop. You know, you want to keep going. A lot of talented guys, they peak and then, but guys who are willing to work hard and put in a lot of effort, they just keep going like that, up, 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 up. So hopefully that broke your belief or your perspective around talent, and it doesn't make you as annoyed or envious when you see niggas who are talented, because you can fucking crush them as long as you're willing to work hard. I'm telling you, effort is everything in this life, and everything worth having in this life must be worked for. So, you know what I'm saying? Trust your effort, trust your hard work, and you can literally destroy or beat anybody. I'm telling you. So, yeah. So that's that kind of there. Now I kind of want to shift and talk a little bit about this dumbass whore, Pam Bondi, because what the fuck? She said the dumbest shit today. But anyway, I got the tweets for you guys. So first I want to show you a tweet about this dumb shit that she said. And then I'll talk a little bit about my whole opinion and take on me seeing this and why it fucking pissed me off. So first, let me share this for you guys so you guys can see it. And I'll show you guys what she said here. Because what the fuck, man? What we got going on? All right. So here it is. So first I'm just going to let it play and show you guys what she said. All right. Here we go.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people, so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle. There's free speech and then there's hate speech.
Ah, man. First off, that's fucking retarded. Guys, there's no such thing as hate speech. They're really, even X itself started roasting her here, y'all. Let me show y'all. Even X started roasting her here. It's like hate speech is not a concept in the First Amendment jurisprudence. I don't know how to pronounce that, but the First Amendment protects many things that could be described as hate speech. Government may not prohibit the expression of an idea simply because society finds the idea itself offensive or disagreeable. And I'm fucking telling you, because now more than ever, you need to be able to say whatever the fuck you want. And there's another thing here. There was a tweet that I had that was talking about it that I responded to. And I want to read for you guys too, because what the fuck? Because crazy. Okay. So this is what I said in response to seeing this, because somebody tweeted about how Pam Bondi was being stupid here. I was like, women shouldn't be allowed in any position of power ever. They can never understand the superior minds of men in power who create standards and structures that allow for us to have freedoms we have. She was DEI hire anyway, and she honestly was. Okay. So my thing with this, y'all, and the reason why I said this, and the reason why bitches being in power is dumb and all these things are stupid. Free speech is ridiculously important because it allows us to improve as a society. And especially because we live in a democracy, we need to be able to hear the people's opinions and how people feel about situations so we can solve problems. This is what the founding fathers understood to a very deep level. They understood, hey, if we're going to have this democratic society, if we're going to have this democracy, we need to allow all men to share their opinions. Even if we don't fucking like it, even if it annoys us. Why? Because the truth often hurts. When your homie's a fat fuck, you're like, hey, you're a fucking fat fuck. You need to go to the gym. Because if you're not able to jar him like that, if you're not able to be honest and upfront with him like that, he never stops being fat. And then he dies of some fucking heart disease later because he's a fucking fat ass. And a lot of your niggas are fat asses right now. Even you're a fat ass probably watching this right now. You're a fucking fat ass. And I need to be able to tell you that shit. Because if I can't tell you you're a fat ass, you won't go to the gym and lose weight. I need to be able to be honest with you. But some people, some dumbasses would be like, oh, that's hate speech because you said a mean or offensive thing. But who gives a fuck? We need to be able to say offensive things. We need to be able to offend people because that's the only thing that's going to make them change their behavior. When you live in a democratic society, when you live in a democracy, everybody needs to hear the ideas so we know what we can improve and change so we can improve into the future, so we can make better things or make better decisions and improve in a society as a whole. We need to be able to improve as a whole. And we can't do that if we can't be real with each other. So I don't know what the fuck Pam Bondi's dumbass is saying here, talking about some, oh, there's freedom of speech and then there's hate speech. Bitch, no, there's not. It's all the same shit. And now more than ever, young men need to be able to say what they need to say. We need to be able to be real. Charlie Kirk, even himself, rest his soul once again, he was an extreme free speech advocate because he deeply understood if people can't be fucking real with each other, that's when the violence starts. For example, look at the UK right now. Them niggas cannot complain about shit. Their country can get overrun by migrants, raping children, grooming gangs, all that other shit, and they can't even say anything about it. Imagine waking up in the fucking UK, shithole country right now, and you wake up and you tweet some shit. 5 hours later, boom, boom, boom on your door. You're like, the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on? You go downstairs, you open the door, police, you going to jail. You going to jail, mate. A fucking British accent, you going to jail, mate. You going to fucking jail. You going to jail. You go to jail for saying your opinion on how you don't like something. Do you see how horrible that is? How can you save or protect your country or benefit your country or improve your country if you can't even be real about the shit going on? This is also why America is the best country in the world. That's also why freedom of speech is the very first amendment. George Washington and all the founding fathers, they're fucking geniuses, bro. They understood this. Like, no, we need people to be able to be real and tell the truth, even if we don't fucking like it. Because if they can't tell the truth, if they can't be real, we all lose. We all die. Society gets destroyed. So I don't know what the fuck's going on where Pam Bondi's like, oh, no. We have freedom of speech than hate speech when hate speech is just freedom of speech. Freedom of speech was so people could actually be offensive. It wasn't even about people talking. It was really, let's make sure people can say whatever they need to say so we can solve all problems. Because when people share their grievances and annoyances and say the truth, it is going to offend somebody. Somebody's going to be mad. Somebody's going to be mad because people hate having to be real with themselves about things. It's painful. It's annoying. Like I just told you with the fat fuck thing earlier. I need to be able to call you a fat fuck. I need to call you a retard. I need to say you're a dumbass. I need to say that this bitch is a whore. I need to say Pam Bondi's a whore and a dumb thought. Because if she doesn't hear that shit, she doesn't know that she's saying something dumb. Right? And as I was saying earlier, it's very important now more than ever that young men are able to say what they need to say. Niggas are literally getting shot for their opinions nowadays, bro. You could just be out here stating your opinion and get shot for it nowadays. Because these T's are going crazy. And imagine we wouldn't be able to say anything about that shit. Imagine we could not call them out for the bullshit that they're on, for the violence that they're creating. Imagine we couldn't say anything about that because it'd be considered hate speech. Don't you guys think the violence would only get worse? Don't you think we would now have to take the problem into our own hands physically because we can't have a conversation? If I can't have a conversation with you, but you're doing something bad to me, I have no choice but to be violent with you. I have no choice but to harm you or do something horrible to you because I can't talk. When diplomacy ends, war begins. It's very simple. So now more than ever, we must protect free speech. I'm with free speech all the way, no matter what. Even if people are saying horrible, deplorable things, I don't care. I'm a free speech absolutist. People need to say whatever the fuck they need to say. Because if people can't say shit, that's when the violence starts. Shout out to Charlie Nichols, true, and it's truer now more than ever. But yeah, anyway, women cannot be in fucking positions of power because they don't understand these things, bro. They don't understand the the deep, high level thinking that our founding fathers had. They can just be, oh no, there's hate speech, my feelings, and shut up, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck back in the kitchen, bro. I swear to God. She should be at home taking care of her grandbabies and grandchildren. She should not even be talking like what the fuck. But anyway, Trump had decided to prioritize loyalty over anything. So that's kind of what we got here. But no, we got to protect free speech no matter what. It's ridiculously important. We need to be able to be real about shit now more than ever. You know, we need to be able to have our voice and say whatever the fuck we want to say, because if not, we can't save the country. We can't protect America. So that's that. That's how I feel about that. That was just, when I saw that shit, bro, I'm like, what the fuck's going on, bro? Like, we can't do shit like that. This is what happens when you put women in positions of power. They don't understand why things are important. They don't understand why we have these freedoms. They don't get it. So that's where we are. But yeah, those are pretty much the main things I just kind of want to talk about today. You know, the success tips there and Pam Bondi being crazy there. Just crazy stuff, crazy times that we're in. But naturally, we're going to come out on top. We're going to keep cooking. We're going to keep going hard because the fam always wins. The fam always comes out on top. We want to be winners. We want to protect the country. We want to love America and achieve all our goals. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'll be back tomorrow, probably around the same time, maybe a little later or a little earlier. We'll see, depending on how the schedule falls. But, you know, I'll be back with another gap session, success tips, and any other stuff that's going on with the news or politics or whatever, you know, because I want to make sure you guys are updated on what's going on in the world, or at least important stuff that I want to tell you guys so you guys can stay aware, keeping your head on the swivel, so you guys can cook harder in your lives and, you know, all the good shit there. So yeah, man. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, fam. Love you guys. Peace.